What's
Hello.
good, people? My name is Felix.
And I'm Kenya.
And we're the Wise
joking.
family.
We're the Wise family.
We're the Wise
We're the Wise
family.
family, yes. But yeah, so what we're talking about today is just about how, like, when life gets tough, how to continue to thrive within your marriage and not allow it to, like, get in between, to not allow the situation to get in between you and your spouse.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're recording this, not me about to say 2023. January
2024.
January 2024.
Yeah.
And I believe like a lot of people kind of went through a lot in 2023. I feel like it was a very pressing year for many of us, at least like the people that we're surrounded by.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting is that whenever we heard people talk about when things hit the fan, like it's just like your marriage goes through just so much, you know, and like I do understand that that's the situation for some people, but for us it brought us closer. And so we wanted to like just speak about different ways that we had to just really let go of ourselves, because if I can be honest with you, we did kind of start sliding into being against each other, and then like we slid out, and now it just feels like nothing can get in between the two of us. And I feel like we're closer now than ever. I love him more than ever now. And I feel like we just had so much joy in this past time, despite, or not even despite, but like even with everything going on. Like it's just like we still were laughing, we still were like having amazing like love making. I forgot the word for that. I was like, amazing love making and all that other stuff. And it's just like we just wanted to encourage anyone out there who is married and is going through the fire, like how to preserve your marriage so it doesn't get burnt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that we think that the outward has to come in. So the way that we got through that is, first of all, we realized that just because there are circumstances going on around us, that doesn't mean that I have to direct that towards her. Like, we're not each other's enemy. We're actually on the same team. So if you're even going to war, or you know there's certain battles as a war, as a team, you're all against the enemy. You're against the outside circumstances that are impeding against you. So you're gonna learn strategies of how to combat that, but you're not gonna look at your soldier like, hey, I'm getting shot over here, what are you doing? Like, hey, I'm getting, like, at the end of the day, if I am getting wounded, if I am getting pressed on all sides, I'm gonna call to her and be like, hey, I need help, I need a medic, I need a
intercessor.
An intercessor. I need a medic was like the war term, but like I need a
okay, that was very dramatic.
I need assistance, but it's not going to be there doesn't have to be an enmity that I have to have towards her because I'm getting hit. Exactly,
because it's like almost like the enemy's already coming at you. So why are you gonna help him? Like, it's like, are you and the enemy on the same team? Like, all right, let's get fused. Pop, pop, pop. Like, and just like me going off on him, like, oh, you don't do nothing wrong here. You and then the enemy coming on the other side. He's like, yeah, get him. And it's just like, so who's gonna be defeated? Him. But like, aren't we trying to defend? No, we're not.
We're
trying to defeat. Come on, English. Yeah. Aren't we trying to defeat the enemy? That means that we need to come here together.
Yes,
But we need to come here. We need to come here together. You know what I mean? You see, it took some time though.
Yes.
It didn't just happen automatically.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing too, is to realize that it's not like, even with us like speaking to you like this, like it might not be automatic. We pray to God that it is.
Yes.
But it's like to even create that strategy of like your war. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, this is coming against y'all. Yeah. And y'all are one now. So it's one line. It's one house. So what does it look like us splitting ways? Because what happens when that house splits, it's now divided, and now it's a big gaping hole for the enemy and all his people to like come and get. Good. So if it's all ripped, then they have access to everything within the house because we're not together in front. So it's like a door opening. So that's like how you have to see it. Like, y'all are supposed to be one, but if y'all are separate, it's going to do this. And so like when we realize that, like, anytime, like, for example, like, even just like having more grace for each other as well, like, where say if he might have got a little bit irritated, but it wasn't at me, it's just everything going on. It's just like, instead of me being like, who are you talking to like that, be like, you know what, and pray for him. And then sometimes, like, he'll come to me, and let's be honest, it was really me. I'm saying you, but like, it was really me. And so, like, he'll give me some time.
Don't say that.
Okay, I won't say that.
It was both. Like, we're, and that's another thing. It's like, again, it's not, okay, what am I doing? What is she doing wrong? I'm doing wrong. Remember, it's a collective thing. So even in a company, like, okay, how can we collectively solve this issue within our brand, within our app, or within our, you know, whatever it is? It's like, it's not just about nitpicking who's doing what and who's doing what. When we collectively find the solution and get to the root of the problem, either way, we're both going to receive something that we needed to correct us. And of course, there's times where me or her might, you know, have more to do with whatever, but at the end of the day, again, that's where the grace of God is. If grace is so needed. If you want to get through a tough time in your marriage, if you want to thrive in a marriage, because at the end of the day, again, we're both growing. We're both maturing. You know, you don't, you know, if you have plants, if you're plant people, like, you know, it takes time for that process to happen, but you can't get mad at it and then stop watering your plant when you don't see a desired result that you want, and walk away. It's gonna die. So whatever we don't nourish, whatever we don't care for within each other, that limb or that part will die. That part will not see growth that it needs. And that's with everything. So if I don't show grace on her, if she doesn't show grace on me and our weaknesses, that part can never really get dealt with. But it's going to continue to die and get worse, even when you try to pick at it. It's kind of like a scab. It's like, when you continue to pick at your, you know, it's kind of like our parents would say, don't pick at your scab, it'll make it worse. It's like, when you keep picking at it, but you don't put the ointment on it to help it heal, it's not going to heal. You're going to keep picking at it, and it's going to keep getting worse. So let's stop. Get infected. So, like, stop nitpicking at each other. We shouldn't nitpick at each other. Let's find the ointment. Let's get the oil. Let's, you know what I mean? Let's try to heal that wound so there can be an even greater regrowth. You know, they say that when something gets scarred or when something gets bruised, you know, it gets stronger. The bones.
Yeah, like bones. People in karate, they'll like fight and stuff, or like, and then they'll break their bones and like they'll come back stronger. And then also, like, just really like watching what you're saying in that time as well. Like, are you speaking words of life, or are you speaking words of death over your man, over your woman, over your, like, just like the situation in whole? And it's like really just take a check and see, what words are you saying? Are you speaking the words of life that's found in the word? Are you speaking towards what you see? Because he says, walk by faith, not by sight. So are you only speaking towards your sight, or are you only speaking towards your faith? Because if he's telling us to walk by faith, that means also what happens if we speak faith instead of speaking what we see?
That's good.
And just thanking the Lord and praising him together for what he has already done, because he is good, and realizing that he is good. And we just even want to encourage you all in that, because, like, being real, like, for the past year and a half, really, we, like, it's been like the blazing fires of us, of a purification and everything. There we go. But yeah, it was like blazing fires, but it's like to realize, like, we're coming out as pure gold, and just be like, Lord, we just thank you. And to realize that he doesn't, like, he's just good. I just want to get that point across, is that he's good. And to really just speak the word in this time. Don't speak the flesh, don't speak what you feel unless it aligns itself with the word, but speak the word, and then close off doors to any voices outside. That's another thing that really helped strengthen our marriage as well. Sometimes you might not have a door open, but you have a window. You know what I mean? To, like, either your mama or to one of your girlfriends talking, your auntie or one of your bros and stuff, and like, oh man, like, y'all this don't make sense, and what you don't realize is that that's even putting like enmity in your heart towards your spouse, because it's like, why aren't you handling the situation better, Kenya? Or why aren't you handling the situation better, Felix? Like, because maybe y'all could. And it's just like to completely just be so wise of the voices that you let in to that area as well. You know what I mean? Clear the airway where it's only God speaking, you know, and men and women of God
that you trust
are speaking the word.
and that have a fruitful marriage that you desire to have. And that was very good that you said that, because again, it's like, you know, certain windows, even if you're in a room, it's like if there's that draft, or if that leaking in, it can mess with just
the temperature of the house.
Temperature of the house.
Like growing up, pops be like you got that window open, we got the AC on, or we got the heat on, and it's like if you have the window open, it messes with the temperature of the house. Close the window.
Close those windows, and speak the word. So these are just a few things, you know, that we've learned, and I hope you got something out of some of it, or whatever it meant to you, whatever you picked out of it, start to apply it immediately, and even just an application. If you're in the midst, there's some of you that may be in the midst of it right now. Like you're watching this, and you may be in another room, you may be, you know, at odds with your spouse. We want to encourage you, they are not your enemy. You guys have the power to change the world. Coming together, there's nothing like a powerful marriage that's in agreement, that's walking together in agreement, in unity. You guys can change your community, you can change the people around you, you can change your kids' lives. They need you, the people around you need you. And if this video gave you anything, we just hope it gave you the faith to see what you saw in your spouse when you said I do, to see what you saw in the beginning stages and what brought you guys together. And we just wanted to give you guys that hope. This was Wise Family again.
Y'all are a part of the Wise Family, so please subscribe, join the Wise Family.
Comment what spoke to you.
And then also, we also have a prayer request thing down here, that if you need prayer for your marriage and stuff, it's no way for us to get back in touch with you, but know that like we are praying over that as well. And there's also like a Jesus one down there too, so you fill that out, and we will be praying for you all.
Absolutely.
And we thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Expect more videos.
Thank you for clicking on this video. Like, you saw us, you saw the thumbnail, you was like, all right, you know what I mean? And you're here. And again, we really hope you got something. And yes, be wise.
Be wise.